This video we're gonna be talking about um why Auburn has been struggling throughout the season this year. And granted, they just had two big wins in conference versus South Carolina and Ole Miss. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that this isn't the year that Auburn really expected to have. And I think that they've been struggling more so offensively than defensively, in my opinion. And I think that they've been struggling just simply because they don't get their guys the ball. They don't get their guys in enough action to where they get easy opportunities to make decisions and score. And by their guys, I mean their scorers, their best players in Tahad Pettiford and Keyshawn Hall. I think that they don't get them enough touches, enough actions to where they can be successful. And I think in turn, it makes them force it a lot. It makes them play frustrated from what I can see. And a lot of it has to do with either their plays or just the system that they run in general. I think that they try to disperse the scoring too much throughout the team instead of just getting their guys the ball, if that makes sense. So in this play right here, right, you just got a regular ball screen with Tahad early in the shot clock. You see on the shot clock it's 20 seconds, right? Early in the game too, 5-4. You just got a regular ball screen. And he made this shot right here, right? But this is a very tough shot to make. Step back three on a ball screen. That's a very tough shot to make and hang your hat on as an offense. And I think Tahad forcing these type of shots because he want to get himself going has lowered his three-point percentage this year, has kind of hurt his shooting percentage overall. And I don't necessarily think that it's because he's a bad shooter or he's not shooting as well. Like I said, I think it's because he feel like he got to force these shots to get himself going. If you a scorer, and you see a lot of possessions, a lot of empty possessions, and y'all start losing, you kind of get the feeling of I got to get myself going. And I think that Tahad does that a lot, which isn't really bad or good in my opinion. I just think it reflects on their offensive system that they have. All right, so in this play, right, this is just an example of a missed opportunity, in my opinion, right? So you have Tahad up here on the ball. He's going to pass it over here to Freeman. As he passes it to Freeman, he rips over, and he's going to set that back screen for Williams Adams to get that in the low post over here, get that entry over here. He's going to roll up at the top of the key. Mind you, Keyshawn Hall is all the way in here, out there in the corner, doing nothing. One of their best scorers isn't even involved in the action, hasn't even touched the rock yet, and won't touch the rock in this possession. Just watch. Set the back screen for the low post entry. And you see Keyshawn Hall is all the way out here in the corner. I think that he should be getting that low post right there, that touch. I think he should be getting that rather than Williams Adams. And that's not a disrespect or a slight to Williams Adams because he's a great player, a great freshman at that, shows a lot of upside, very athletic, has a lot of potential. But I think Keyshawn Hall should be getting that low post right there. He should be getting that 9 times out of 10. I don't understand why that they ran that action for him. Like I said before, he's a great player though. But I think Keyshawn Hall thrives in that position more than he does. And I think that's just a missed opportunity on Auburn's end. Another empty possession without getting your guys the ball and getting them guys going. And see, in this possession, this is another just empty possession. As you see right here, kind of early in the shot clock. Not early, but enough time to run some action. And that was 17-17. Ole Miss, they started to capitalize on Auburn's empty possessions, right? And this is just another example of an empty possession. You got Tahar right here just going to do a dribble handoff to Overton as he come up, and watch the shot that they take. Deep three. A lot of time left on the shot clock. They get the offensive rebound. Kick it out to Freeman. He shoots another three. Empty possession. Now Overton's a great shooter. That's not a shot that he can't make necessarily, but that's not the shot that Auburn wants him to have or wants him to get. Right? They want him to be in rhythm and catch that shot. And throughout that whole possession, they didn't run an action for Tahad on a pick and roll. And that's my biggest gripe. And that's what I see when I see them playing frustrated because they just do a regular dribble handoff early in the shot clock. Overton shoots a deep contested three. Freeman gets the rebound, puts it right back up. Empty possession. I think as a scorer, as a guy who wants to lead his team, I know that's frustrating seeing that. And it's not more so on his teammates of, oh, you got to pass me the ball. It's not that type of thing. It's just like as a team and as a system, I'm not getting or I'm not in position to succeed. Nobody really is. Now I'm gonna show a lot more good plays and good actions that Auburn has ran before. I don't want to keep showing bad plays just to overdo the point that I'm making, but y'all get what I'm saying right here. So in this play, this is a great post entry, great low post play for Keyshawn Hall, right? So you have Freeman over here in the corner going off this stagger screen by Tahad and the big fella. He just going to dump it right down to Keyshawn Hall. Right? Easy action, very simple. You don't need to be complex with this type of stuff. Now he gets this it's not really a post up now, but he gets that side that he want, that left side. And as you notice, when Keyshawn Hall has the ball, everybody else is in perfect position. Everybody is spaced well. Right? Tahad's going to float down in this corner a little bit, but everybody is pretty much spaced well. Good drive. Now he missed it, but he's not going to miss that a lot. And that's a great action that Auburn should be running consistently. Not a lot of overdoing screens and doing too much cuts and backdoors. Just get your guys the ball where they supposed to be and make a play. Hang your hat on your talent. And I think that's what Auburn hasn't been doing this season. I love this action right here by Auburn. So you got Tahad right here out on the ball, and you got him right here setting a screen for Keyshawn Hall to rip up to the top and get a catch right here. Now as he get that catch, you're seeing the big fella going up to set this ball screen right here. Tahad is going to go over here and space out. And it's going to make him have to make a decision on the screen. Is he going to stop Keyshawn Hall getting downhill, or is he going to stay out on Tahad on the shooter? And this is the action that Auburn should be running. Now Keyshawn Hall, he can pick his poison here. Great pass. They decide to not leave the shooter. Let him get downhill. Great pass down the middle on the roll guy. Like I said, man, they should be running a bunch of different actions for Keyshawn Hall, getting these pick and rolls, same side as Tahad, making the guys have to make a decision on whether they want to stay on the shooter or stay on the roll guy or stop him from getting downhill. This is what I mean, where you got to get your guys the ball, get them the ball in positions and spots to where they could be successful. And I think the more that you get your guys the ball, the more your role players and people around you is going to look better, because now they can get them the ball in positions to where they can score. Again, this is a great action right here. This is what Auburn should be hanging their hat on. This should be their bread and butter in a sense. Getting into some type of action where they got Keyshawn on the low post and a down screen for Tahad Pettiford. So watch as you see as they getting this right here. Right. Tahad rips through the middle of the defense. Got him right here now. Setting that back screen for Keyshawn Hall to go on the low post over here as he whips over the rock to Overton. And as soon as he sets that screen for Keyshawn Hall right here, he's going right up here for the top of the key shot as number 3 sets that down screen for him. So now Overton can pick his poison on which decision he want to make. Does he want to give it to Keyshawn Hall on his low post right here, or to Hard wide open for the 3? And like I said, Auburn should be running things like this all the time, where you get your shooter going up for the wide open three or your best post player on the post. Great pass. Like I said, I think it's just missed opportunities. Missed opportunities with these guys. Look how calm Tahad is shooting that. That's a very, very makeable, consistent shot for Tahad. And when he gets looks like that, that's going to only increase his 3-point percentage and increase his confidence because now he's not forcing things. He doesn't feel like he has to just put up shots to get himself going. He's getting easy, easy shots, just like he did last year when he had Janai Broom, Chad Baker-Mazar, and all those other guys. They made things easier for him. Another great action right here, and they just kept it simple. They just brought him to a side, right up the seam right here. Big fella going to set this ball screen. Tahad's going to go off and make a decision. And what I think Tahad is the best at in pick and rolls is drawing two defenders. He really understands and knows how to draw two defenders. So you see right here, drawing two. Now you have him guarding Overton, the shooter. He don't want to leave the shooter. You got him on the backside guarding Freeman, going up, floating up to the three. Then you have big fella in the back, 2-on-1. Right now, Tahad can pick his poison. Both of them was open. And Tahad makes great, great decisions out of that pick and roll. Like I said, drawing two. Now he's making a decision out of that. This is what Auburn has to be doing. They have to be running these type of actions for him to get easy buckets for him. I just don't understand why they don't have more of these actions for their guys. Over the course of a game, when you have those empty possessions, teams capitalize on those. They chip away at those possessions, those empty possessions. And also at that same token, those empty possessions only hurt your guys. They're not getting in rhythm. They're not really seeing the ball go through the net. It's kind of tough seeing that. I really like this action right here by Auburn. So you see Tahad right here going to go set the down screen for Keyshawn Hall, right? And their purpose in this, they want to see if the guards is switching the guard to guard down screen, right? So they want the bigger guy on Tahad and the smaller guy and DJ Wagner on a bigger guard like Keyshawn Hall. So watch as they get the switch. Boom, they got the switch right here. Now all he's going to do is just get a nice dribble handoff over here to Keyshawn Hall. And Tahad is going to circle right back up to the top of the key, hoping to get that shot right here. So now the defense has to choose who are they going to guard. Are they going to guard Tahad right here on the shot? Or are they going to guard Keyshawn going downhill? So they taking that away because they got two on the ball. Now the roll guy's wide open. Right? These guys has to make that decision. Who they guarding? Great action by Auburn. Getting the ball to your guys and scoring opportunities where they can make decisions. They should be getting actions like this 90% of the game. Great decision. This is a great action that Auburn should be running for Keyshawn Hall a lot repetitively throughout the game. So you see him right here with the ball. He's passing it over to Freeman. Number 21 is going to run up over here and set the screen for him to UCLA off that and get the ball in the low post. Like I said, a great action for him. Boom, he got in the low post. Watching him work. Now, as you see, everybody is in good space and position when Keyshawn Hall has the ball on the low post especially. Right? They got their shooter right there for the skip. Offensive rebounder. Got the smaller guard on him for the bucket. I mean, like I said, just get him the ball in good situations. Run actions for him. They shouldn't be feeling like they have to force anything. Great move, great shot, great action by Auburn. And this is just an example of Keyshawn Hall making great decisions out of the low post. Right? Like I said, everybody's usually always spaced pretty correctly when he has the ball in the low post. And the good thing about Keyshawn Hall is that he loves to pass out of the post. He enjoys passing out of the post. Great skip pass to that shooter knockdown. Just get him the ball on the low post. Get him the ball on the low post and watch him make a decision. And like I said before, man, he has to have these actions ran for him to make it easier for him. That's what Auburn is missing out a lot throughout the game. Just missed opportunities, like I said. Another good example of just keeping it simple. Get it to your guy, clear out the side for the ball screen. He's great at drawing two. Like I said, drawing two right here. Who has the roller going down? Tahar sees that and he makes the right decision. This is where he thrives at. This is what Auburn should be hanging their hat on, like I said, man. Great decision. He's probably one of the best pick and roll guys in college right now. And in the draft if he decides to go to the draft this year. Just get him the ball. Get him the rock in these type of actions, these type of situations. And like I said, man, it's just throughout the season you see Auburn playing in a forced way. Everybody's forcing up shots. Sometimes throughout the game, just flat possessions, empty possessions, missed opportunities. A couple times where there's just back to back to back bad shots and not enough actions ran for their guys like Keyshawn Hall and Tahad. So I think that Auburn, yes, they are starting to get their rhythm back with these last two wins, but going forward, especially going into March, because conference play is almost, it's just starting, but it's getting to ramp up now. So they got to get in their rhythm. They got to have something that they can just stand on and hang their hat on and win games with. And I don't really see that right now in Auburn. And that's what kind of surprises me and scares me at the same time, because they have two great players on their team that they don't really run a lot of the actions for. And that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think.